Thanks
Yes,
for joining me, Jerry, today.
I'm excited about it. As I told you earlier, I'm very energized right now,
Good.
almost too much energy.
Well, I figured I have to reach out to my neighbor if I'm going to talk about leadership.
Yes, yes,
Who's better to talk to than Jerry Watkins?
that would be appreciated. Yes, and I'm like you. I love the whole subject of leadership. And when this corona virus situation rushed upon us, I remember John Maxwell says everything rises and falls on leadership.
Yes, I agree.
The greater the challenge, the greater the need for leadership. So I'm really excited to be sharing with you this afternoon about some ideas we have and some things we're going to do to help the community of hairdressers and salon owners.
Yeah. And it's been great watching, finding a lot more leadership stepping up. Our very own Anthony Moscolo stepped up today, and he made a video he's putting out there where he's going to reach out to the community of hairdressers and help. So it's very refreshing to see that people are starting to rise to the occasion and create community and education, because that's really what we need right now. So be looking for him to share some powerful things. And you know what, we all have something to contribute. So I definitely want to speak to you about leadership today, Jerry, and your view on where do we go from a leadership perspective in this. Because, you've owned 6, 7 Tony and Guy salons in your history of being a hairdresser. You currently have a salon inside of your family with your sons. So what direction are you taking from a leadership perspective?
Well, we're taking this. Arizona has not required that we close, nor has it even required that we go to 10 in a building. But we're anticipating possibly that happening. But even if it doesn't happen, we feel like we want to thin out the staff a little bit in terms of spacing them out inside of the salon. So first of all, we're taking care of all the CDC regulations on sanitation. Everybody's being extra diligent about that. If you're not doing a client, you're cleaning something. And between every client, you're cleaning the stations and any areas that the client might put their hands on.
Yeah.
Shampoo bowls, chair arms, seating area, all of those sorts of things. We've expanded our hours so that we can thin out the staff, not having more than 5 or so working at any given time. And that way we can work every other chair is our goal there.
Yes,
and
we're literally separating them by chair, like you're not letting them work next to each other.
Exactly, because in that, I'm sure that depends on different salons. Our chairs are fairly close together, so we figure we'll get some space so we can honor that 6-foot separation from one person, one client to the next.
Yeah.
And with expanding in hours, it also gave us an opportunity to ask our elderly clients to come in earlier in the morning. That seems to fit their schedule. And and not mixing them very little with the general population of the clientele if possible. So that allowed us to do that. We had a meeting this morning about Corona. We've had a couple of meetings this week. And one of the deals was no hugging. Our staff we're all huggers, and no shaking hands, even though a client might want to. We're asking clients to cleanse their hands at the front desk when they come in with the disinfectant. Mm-hmm. or sanitizer, hand sanitizers, and and moving along those directions. Don't come in sick. If somebody has a cold or the flu, we're making sure they understand there'll be no problem with staying at home. In fact, you need to. And actually asking clients, if you got a cough, we would prefer you to reschedule.
Are you reaching out to your clients before they come in?
Well, definitely. Yeah, we've sent them a few letters. And then we reach out to our clients quite a bit anyway. We remind our clients of their appointments. And so we just, are including these type of processes in our reminders.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I mean, everybody has their own perspective on what's going on and how they're functioning in their business. So I just want everyone to know that's listening is I'm just bringing information to the table. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with what people are doing. I just think it's important, whatever you choose, you choose it from an educational standpoint of what you know and what you feel comfortable with. So, you know, earlier today I talked to Shannon, who lives in Nebraska, and she chose to close, and so did a lot of many salon owners. And your staff is choosing to stay. And again, it's your choice. But what I love is that you are following some standard guidelines and doing above and beyond. Like, I love that, you know, the elderly clients are coming in earlier. I love that you also mentioned earlier that you're using disposable ware, like you're using paper and plastic products for drinks,
Right.
and disposing of them. And that you're spreading that staff out, even though it's not required right now by law in Arizona, that you're just taking it upon yourself to do that. So, and that you're also giving the freedom, if your staff doesn't want to come in, they don't have to come in. It's a choice, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah. And so then from a leadership perspective, I love that you're staying connected to your staff. You're all getting on calls and you're speaking about this, right?
Exactly. Yes. And that's so important. You know, we were talking earlier that communication with the staff and with the clientele is key for us. We've had probably 2 or 3 meetings since Friday. And because, you know, our staff is concerned as anybody's concerned. Anybody in their right mind would be concerned right now.
Yep.
But you know, as I like to share with people, concern is okay. Fear is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And so we're really communicating so that we help people redirect their focus, because I don't want them focusing on what could go wrong.
Yeah.
Before it goes wrong.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. You know, we were talking about what the hoarding at the grocery store. There's no shortage of water or toilet paper right now, but yet there is. Yeah. Because people are hoarding at home.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And that, yeah, I think I mentioned earlier on the talk today, I had went to the grocery store the other day and I asked them, are you guys not getting shipments? I mean, is it just low because they're not delivering? And they said, no, it's because people are buying so much, we can't keep up. If everybody would just buy like they normally buy, we would be fine.
Right.
That fear is setting in, so people are reacting. And I get it. I understand why. But when we look at it, long-term effect of that fear is not serving us.
Well, exactly. And that's what, you know, as leaders, you know, getting back to the leadership conversation, I feel like this is where it's very important that leaders, first of all, can't get up in the fear themselves. Whatever we are feeling, we're projecting on the staff. Yes. And leadership means you got to lead the people in the direction that they need to go. And so one thing I always try to remember is there's no fear in the moment. Right now, my breathing is good. My rent is paid. Everything is fine right now. I don't have to really project all the way into the future and what's going to happen, because I don't have a crystal ball and I really don't know. So why bring that into now?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is, how would you recommend moving forward for salon owners? How would you stay connected, or how are you planning on staying connected to your staff during this time?
Well, we're definitely not having them come in and you know, like we had a picnic scheduled for this Sunday. You know, we like to get together and stay connected in that way. Well, we counsel that. Yeah. We don't want to get together unnecessarily. Our meetings now we're doing on Zoom. Yeah. You know, I think everybody said it was the first time we seen the whole staff on Zoom. It's like, I have to look around to find people. And it was really quite fun. You know, we're having fun with it as much as possible, you know, because again, everybody looked healthy to me today. Everybody was in their apartments. Everything was fine. So we don't have to really, you know, Tammy, my thing is this. I realize that we make a connection right away that if we're going to be safe, if we're going to be careful, we got to be we get extra tight about it. Yeah. And you can be careful without being stressed.
Yeah. You know, one of the things you said to me, and look, you know me, my note taker.
Yeah.
I wrote it down, Jerry, because it resonated so much with me. Now I got to find it. But you said, that, what was it? You cannot be creative out of fear.
Oh, right? That is so, we're problem solvers.
Yeah.
That's what people are, and especially leaders. That's what we spend most of our day and most of our time is solving problems. How are we going to pay the rent? How are we going to get staff? How are we going to do this and how we're going to do that? Well, the number one thing happens when you get in fear is your creative mechanism shuts down.
And that's who we are by nature, is so creative as hairstylists and beauty professionals. That's where we thrive.
Imagine, Tammy, when you've been in fear about a hairstyle or cut that you've had to do or some hair, it can mess up the whole project.
Yes.
You know, and so that's one of the things I've learned is that you have to learn to relax on command, I like to say. You have to train yourself to relax on command.
Okay, but that I love that, but you have to remember, we got to meet people where they're at, and they're not in that same process journey. So how do you do that? Give them tangible things they can do.
I'm glad you,
because I know you're the mindset master. That's I've learned so much from you. How do you shift that mindset in the moment?
It is a very simple thing to do. You have to, it requires a little pre-work, but I would recommend anybody listening to start this immediately. Find you a little relaxation video, CD or audio. You can find them all over the internet. If you can't, PM me or Tammy and I'll turn you on to some. 30 minutes is all you really need. Listen to that, lay down. It'll take you through a relaxation process. I didn't even know my eyebrows got tense until I listened to one of those tapes one time. It said, relax your eyebrows. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know I had tension in my eyebrows. So it'll take you through relaxing your entire body. And at the end of that CD, or tell yourself 7 times to relax. Just say to yourself in your mind, relax, relax, because that's going to be your trigger for your body remembering this state of relaxation. And some people that never done this might think, oh, that won't work. I'll tell you what, I did it one time, and the author and the creator of the audio told me to do this and told me I would relax on command. And I didn't even know, I didn't pay any attention to him. And one day I was in the salon and stress came upon me. I had 2 or 3 clients and 2 or 3 phone calls. And in the middle of holding on one call, I wasn't even consciously thinking relax. Unconsciously, I heard relax in my mind. My body downshifted so far, so fast, it frightened me.
Yeah.
I thought something had physically happened to me. And right after it happened, I realized what had happened. It's like my body just went back to that muscle memory of what relax was. And you only have to do that for about 14 days, 7 days in a row. Just take yourself through that process and you will actually be able to relax on command. Most people just don't know what real relaxation feels like.
No, because we're so busy being busy and being on this schedule and this tight ship. And now, like, this is a great time to start new practices like you're suggesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a question here from Laura Rose. Okay. And by the way, she says she loves your relax tips.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Laura.
Laura Rose is my girl from back in the day. Her question is about your thoughts on trying to sell gift cards at a discount to gain revenue while you're out of work. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Laura, in the past, that was my approach. But when I seen the numbers, because I work with some business consultants now, and when I seen the numbers, for instance, if you have to sell 5 business card or 5 gift cards to make $1,000 profit, the minute you put even a 10% discount on that, you'll have to sell 7 now to make that same $1,000. So the suggestion I've been going with is it's better to bundle. Yeah. Instead of giving away profit that you already have built in, add some value to this gift card.
Love that.
And that way you're not giving away money you already had coming to you. You're actually just creating value, because most people are shopping more for value than discounts. I know that's true with me. Yeah. I'll shop and go around and I may pay more. And most of the times I do pay more than I intended on.
Yeah.
But I have something more of what I want.
Right. So what's some added value that Laura Rose could add, or anyone else watching?
For you, okay, one thing could be like do something off on a color. If your color business isn't that great, You're not losing anything by giving a discount on some color. If the cut person, if you're doing more haircut or vice versa on the cut. I heard something the other day in one of the business calls that I'm on that these guys aren't even hairdressers, but they were somehow having a meeting. They were talking about how to work with hair salons. And one of the things I'm considering doing is giving away my hair product at 50% off. I'm not losing any money. If I run more people in the door at 50% off and they end up getting haircuts and colors, I'm making more money. Furthermore, I'm getting them hooked on a product that I'm going to sell at 100% next time.
Yeah, and that's a great idea. I've talked to tons of salon owners and hairstylists the last couple of weeks, and I'm going to be sharing all this, throughout the week. But one of the things that was shared was some people are doing home deliveries of products because they're just leaving it at the door. They pay them virtually. They leave them at the door at the bag. They call them and say, hey, it's at your door. So there's no human contact. That's a choice that people are making. They're still getting out, but they're not around people. They're delivering the product. The other thing is that you can pre-order some retail. When you come back, here it is, it's waiting for you. A lot of our clients are just purchasing gift cards because they're going to spend the money with us anyway, eventually, but that's going to help us in the meantime to generate income for our salon and families. So I think it's just really being purposeful, Laura Rose, and create whatever it is you're going to create right now for promotions, for retail services, gift cards, and get out and talk about it with your clients. It can be a text, it can be a Facebook Live, it could be an email through your software, it can be a phone call. And I think that way you're using this time to your advantage to maintain the business you have and to gain new people, new services.
Yes, and the main thing, anyone that's listening, is look for opportunity.
Yes.
The focus right now is everybody's looking for gloom and doom, and you can find gloom and doom anytime you want to look for it. You'll find it.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of it not being there. It's there, but it was there before coronavirus. Okay. So opportunity is here as well. And normally, no matter how bad something's happening, the potential for good on the other side is just as strong. So I was listening to my son Adam this morning in the meeting, and I was just seeing all types of opportunity that's really before us right now.
Yeah. And it's just staying in action towards that. I refuse to go down that road of fear. I refuse. I catch myself when it happens. It just happened 2 days ago to go to the store with my daughter. It set in, and I immediately shifted and got out of there and got home and refocused. But I think it's important to pay attention. Is that thought making me feel good or feel bad? Is this action I'm taking working towards fear or for hope? Is this conversation we're having right now helping or hindering? Is what I'm listening to inspiring or expiring? Like, everything matters right now. And the time that we have is what is going to move us forward, or it's going to pause you right where you are. You're going to stay stagnant, or you're going to be left behind. So it's a choice, and it comes through find your strength, share it with people. Let us all build together. Ask questions. And, whatever choice you're making, make sure it feels good to you, because what feels right for Jerry does not feel right for Shannon. Like, they're both sharing different perspectives of their business, and we just have to honor where everybody is.
Yeah. There's more than one way to skin a cat, the old people used to say. I'm not into skinning cats, by the way, but there's more than one way. And so, yeah, I mean, it's the thing that keeps me focused in every challenging situation is something one of my mentors said to me years ago. And we're going to be talking from this viewpoint tomorrow, me and Tammy and 3 or 4 other people. Any of you guys join us at 7 a.m. In the morning.
7 a.m. Pacific.
Yes. Yes.
Gotta get that time zone right.
A.m., not P.m., right? 7 a.m. But he said this, and it's always helped me. Every challenge is simply an opportunity to go to the next level.
Yep.
This is where we live. This is how we live. This is a bigger challenge than any of us have been faced with. So that means there's bigger opportunity right now. Right. You figure out that puzzle, figure out that riddle, and you will soar. And that's what it's all about. And that's going to be our focus in these meetings that we're going to be having is what opportunities are available.
Well, this is the thing too. If you try something like Laura Rose is going to try this, try it. If it doesn't work, you go back to the drawing board and you try something else. And if that doesn't work, you go back to the drawing board and try something else. If it works, share it. Let everybody know this is what's working for me in my salon. We're generating revenue. This is how I posted it, or whatever you're doing, posting, texting, social media videos, however you're doing it, share that with us so that other people around the country and our friends, we have so many friends around the world that are connected to us through TG and Tony and Guy. They can learn from it. You know, that's how we're going to get through this, because somebody's going to think of something so magical from this. We're going to be like, damn, why didn't we think of that?
Well, I want to say something. I want to say two things about that, Tammy. One is we forget that's how we go forward anyway. We feel our way forward. Nobody knows what they're doing until it works. Okay. And it's funny to me how fear will keep us from trying things. That's the problem with fear. We won't even try it. So we're going to fail our way forward. So don't be afraid, even in this environment, to try things. That's the only way you're going to get there. You don't walk on water. So that's the only other path you got. The other thing is I don't know if I've ever shared with you, I'm certified as a creative thinker.
I want that certification.
Yeah, I tell you, I want to introduce you. I will go through the course. I want to introduce you to Edward De Bono. He's the world. He coined the phrase lateral thinking. Okay. So I got trained in his information. He teaches you basically that most creation comes from finding an alternate path. One of the things that's what lateral thinking is based upon, is one path is taking you, the path that got us in the problem is going to continue to take us to the problem. So you have to laterally switch direct paths to find the solution. And one of the techniques he's taught us to do is you need to insert something random that's different, that it changes your perspective.
I love it.
Well, that's all this is. This is a major perspective changer right here. This is random, and we're all seeing things now from a different perspective, and there's opportunity in that because we have been in a routine. Somebody could come up with some great ideas out of this if we stay away from fear and stay focused on what is the opportunities here.
Yeah. You know, these are the two questions I keep asking myself this week is, what can I do to help, and who am I going to be in this time? That's it. I mean, and that's
what's the last question?
What can I do to help, and who am I going to be in this time?
Okay, awesome.
You know, and that's what keeps going through my mind and keeping me focused, and you know, just helping people and connecting people. You know, there's a reason why we have all these connections in the industry. We need to call each other, pick up the phone, and start sharing ideas. You know, I've got people coming on talking about health this week, how to, you know, continue to take care of yourself, self-care, meditation this week. I've got people coming on that have been through recession times, have been through 9/11, and now who are going through this, and how they're supporting their staff. You know, how are salon loft owners going to make this on their own? Because they don't have that support of the salon, right? So we've got a lot of people that are going to come on this week and share all these different perspectives of what's working, what's not working. But the one common thread is that they're working out of hope.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's it. The group that we're talking with, sharing with tomorrow. The first time I called every one of them, it was like, hey, how are you feeling about this? Hey, I'm seeing great opportunity right now. I'm feeling really positive about this. Yeah. And we're not saying there's nothing to be afraid of, or there's nothing going on out there. Yeah, there's major things going on, but fear won't change it. In fact, fear will only add to it. Yeah. It makes it a bigger problem than it is, you know. Can I just share this real quick about fear? My best memory of fear and how crazy it dominates is, you may have heard me talk about this before, Tammy. I was asked to go to Kings Island in Ohio. It's a Six Flags park, and they told me the roller coaster I needed to get on that. It's the biggest roller coaster in the world. Well, by that stage in my life, I didn't do roller coasters. I said, last time I tried to get on one when I was 17, it was a rainy night and it freaked me out with fear. And I haven't been on one since. But she says, oh no, you got to get on this. I says, you know what? You're not listening. I don't do roller coasters. Anyway, I said, I'll go to the park with you, but I'm not going to do the roller coaster. But as the week went on, they told me, since they said it was the biggest one in the world, in my mind, I had an image of the first dip of the roller coaster coming out of the clouds.
Yeah, right.
That was the image I really believed and had. And by the time I got to the park, I found out, I looked at it, it looked like a little kiddie roller coaster. And I realized, they said, oh, it's the longest ride. They never meant it was the highest anyway, but my mind took me in all types of directions of natural fears that I have. And I only wanted to take the time to tell that story because I'm going to tell you guys, if you surrender to fear, it will take you on a ride that will scare the hell out of you. And you just got to it's not your friend. It's not your friend. Focus on opportunity and hope, because we're going to be fine when everything's said and done.
Yeah, and I think that from a leadership perspective, the way in which you react to this and your actions and the way you deliver the information to your staff is really, it's going to affect everyone around you. It's going to affect the clients. It's going to affect the team underneath you. And, it's important that you really watch that. And even with your children at home, the way we react to this and deliver the message and the information, it affects them. And it's important that we don't operate from that fear. I've got Amy here on, Amy Willoughby. She's from South Carolina. She's one of my girls too from back in the day. She's going to promote at-home self-care for her clients and maybe sell retail and gift cards together. That way she keeps her revenue coming in. And she's also starting to promote all of her holistic things. So this is a huge opportunity for me, or for her, she said. So she's actually just got certified in Reiki healing, and she's looking into more of like doing hair and holistics. So maybe that could be an idea for people. Start looking into holistic healing behind the chair and create this next 2, 3, 4 weeks, however long it is, to be certified in something that you can offer to your clients in the future when you do go back. You can always learn something in these next few weeks and be able to offer that and start pre-booking people for that.
Exactly. What's the opportunity? What opportunities are there?
Thanks, Amy, for sharing that. I think that's a great idea, because I do know a lot of people in our industry are into the healing, holistic world, but maybe creating that behind the chair would be a great opportunity to start creating more in revenue, right?
Definitely.
So as far as being that calm in the storm, right, and not to withdraw. So let's talk about that. You said let's not withdraw in this time. What are you doing not to withdraw?
Yes. Well, I was definitely bringing that up because Tammy and I have a leadership scheduled for, I think, Monday, right? We were starting a new leadership training.
We'll do it March 30th. Okay. So we had talked about changing it to help everyone out.
Right. And we first thought, maybe people aren't in the mood for that right at the moment. But we both realized that we can't let people withdraw. This is the time more than ever. We need information. We need training. We needed training yesterday. We definitely need it today, because as leaders, as Tammy said, whatever we're feeling inside, we're going to project onto our staff. We can't help but do it. We can't fake it till we make it in that area. It's going to come out. If we have fear in us, or we don't know how to influence the staff, all of that, all of our shortcomings are going to be revealed right now. Yeah. That's just the way life is. When the pressure's on, whatever's really in you is going to come out. Yeah. So go ahead.
The thing that, we're both going to offer some complimentary courses for people, right? So why don't you talk about your complimentary sessions that you're going to offer and how people can get a hold of you to take advantage of that?
Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to throw in some things for leaders and staff free of charge. We're creating a group today called Maximize the Moment. You'll be able to reach me inside of that. Just write that down, Maximize the Moment. If you have any trouble finding it, you can private message me and I'll make sure you find it. And I'm going to, inside of that group, I'm going to be offering free training. It's what I call boot camp, and it's for managers, staff, it's for anybody. And one of the courses I'm going to start with is a course that deals with fear. It's called self-talk, because that's what we're doing. What we're saying to ourselves is crucial at this point. So I'm going to start with that, and all of that's going to be free of charge. And I'll probably be doing it every morning until we get some control in the situation.
All right, I love that. So should they just direct message you for that?
Yeah, direct message me, and I'll make sure I hook you up with that, because I'm going to set up that Facebook group today, and I'll start going live inside of that, or we'll start doing a mastermind inside of that.
Okay, awesome. And then the thing that I'm going to be offering is the very beginning of my course called Living with Intention. There's a section that I always start with quieting the defeating voices. And that's going to be a 90-minute session. I'm going to do it this Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. So for those of you that would love to quiet your defeating voice right now, or you've been held back behind the chair of creating something magical, creating something that you wish you could, but you just don't have that belief in yourself, I want to meet with you 90 minutes virtually this Friday morning. Again, you can personal message me, and I would love to share that with you. It's like a sneak peek into living with intention behind your chair. It's all virtual education. And then the other thing that Gerry and I are offering together is our Salon Leadership Mastermind. We've adjusted it so that it's easier to take advantage of. It's in a shorter period of time. We're going to start offering it on, what day is that, Gerry? March 23rd. So Monday morning, we're going to meet every Monday morning and Thursday morning for the next 3 weeks. So we've condensed it to 3 weeks instead of 6 weeks. Each session is 90 minutes, and this is for any management, salon leadership, anyone that's leading a team, or if you just want to learn powerful ways to communicate, we would love to have you. You can go to unbrandededucation.com and sign up. We are charging for it because, as you know, everyone is moving forward, and we're not going to retreat on what the value of this is. It's $300 for the 3 weeks. But what you're going to get complimentary from us for doing this, the added value to this, is you're going to get 3 complimentary coaching sessions one-on-one from me or Gerry. So definitely added value there, definitely added time to connect with 2 people that truly care about what's going on with us, and we want to help you be able to lead in a more powerful way when things go back into your salon, and now, how to connect with your team now to lead them in a powerful way. So we would love to have the opportunity to work with you on that. So
Awesome.
you want to add to that, Gerry?
No, I'm excited about it. I think it was a great suggestion of yours to cut the weeks, because right now we need as much as we can get right away. So even though we're cutting the weeks, the sessions, there still will be 6 sessions. We're doing 2 a week for 90 minutes on Zoom video conference. And we just finished one up, and I can say that it's life-changing. I can assure you it will be life-changing. We call it leadership, but it's really relationship. So it'll teach you to connect with your staff, your spouse, your children. Anybody can take it, but we just call it leadership because leaders have to be able to connect.
Yeah, awesome. All right, any last minute advice you want to give to the leaders out there in their salons? Any resources they can go to?
You can go to jerrywatkins.com, and there's some free videos on that page. But my main point, my main recommendations is maximize the moment. Stay focused on the dream. This does not have to change your course of action. This too will pass.
Yes, this is, Shannon shared earlier that this is just a pause right now.
Thank you, Shannon.
I know, I love it. It's a pause, and it's a time to reevaluate, refocus, and don't stay stagnant. Don't stay still. You can move forward in a new direction. And we're here for you. We're going to be up on social helping everyone. If you have any suggestions or you want to share anything, we'd love to hear from you, because what's working for you will work for others. So, Gerry, thank you for your time. Thank you for everybody who's watching. And again, we'll be together tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Live on Gerry's page with 4 other people that are going to be sharing some great things that's going on for them and that they're working on to help everyone get through this time.
Thank you for the opportunity, Tammy. I always enjoy it.
You're welcome. Thanks, everyone. Everyone be safe and stay healthy.
Be in health.